good morning to you. It's currently 5:30 in the morning, which is why the sun's quite low. Paul's obviously been up for like 3 or 4 hours already because, you know, small toddler. So I thought I would get started the day by giving this tractor a bit of TLC. It needs a wash because it's not had a wash since we got here. And it also needs just a little bit of maintenance, kind of a little bit of a service done to it. So we will get that done as well. And then we're going to crack on. I've come to an agreement with Robert and Julie that we are going to lease a seeder. I will explain why we are leasing one in a little while. But most importantly, we're going to get our fields done very quickly, and then we are going to head on and we're going to do some contracts for sowing as well, but we're going to split that contract income between us because we'll be using my tractor. They've leased the seeder, so kind of a split job, and that way we're both like equally compensated because of what we've done. Right, I'll get on with fixing this up and giving it a wash, and then we'll head down and pick up the seeder and get going. Hello. So just come back from the store where I have collected this. I'll just slow down a bit so I can spin the camera to show you. So this is the Kverneland, I think it's an Exacta. This is the Kverneland DG2 12,000. It's a 12 metre direct drill. Now, the reason this has had to be leased rather than using the, in my opinion, perfectly good drill that's just sitting there doing nothing over at the main farm is that the bank just wouldn't allow it. So we went to them, we said about would we be able to use the farm's drill, because to me that makes more sense. It's okay, they're not, you know, not really allowed to use it, but we're putting in crops that are ultimately, with the straw production, going to be for the good of the cattle, and to me that makes sense to let the farm have use of it. But unfortunately, in the eyes of the bank, it's no, we have seized the equipment, therefore you cannot use it. So instead, Robert and Julie have had to go out and use money that really, that 9,000 could have been going to paying off their debt. But instead they've had to use £9,000 to lease this so that we can get the field drilled. I don't know. The logic somewhat escapes me, but anyway, that is where we're at. So we're going to get this field seeded with oats. We're going to go and do the secret one that the bank doesn't know about. We're going to, well, I'm going to have to plough that up first of all, and then we will go and get that planted with sorghum. And then we will look at getting out and trying to do some contracts. So that is our plan for the day. We might also see about hitting on some fertilising contracts and making use of some of the manure and slurry that we've got on hand, getting some of those contracts done, because it's quite a good way, and quite quick actually, way of making some fairly good money. again. Well, as you'll have seen, Darren has been out with the muck spreader doing some fertilising contracts. He's also been running across the grass fields for Robert and Julie's farm and just getting those spread with a bit more fertiliser to bring their fertilisation level up a little bit. I have finished planting the oats on field 6, and Darren will also be covering that as well. Alex is out. He's borrowed some equipment from a local farmer and he's out doing some fertilising contracts. So he is sorting that out, and I am currently ploughing up the secret field, as it's become known. So I've actually got this. This is the mulcher that I had leased a few, maybe 2 episodes ago now. And it's just sort of been sat there just in case I decided to take any more trees down. And actually it does quite a good job of ripping and ploughing the grass up. So I thought we'd go with that. It's only 3 metres wide, but it is doing a good job of pulling everything up and ploughing this bit of land out, and we will slowly but surely chog our way around the field. I've just kind of fenced off, well, not fenced off, I have ploughed off the top part, so you'll just see just there. Let's just stop this tractor a minute and get out and explain. So this part down here was the part that we were going to kind of have a bit more wildlife-y, conservation-y sort of area. So I've kind of run that plough line across there, and then this bit we will have for our arable field, the kind of the majority of it. But I just thought it would be nice at the little bottom bit. What we might end up doing is putting some planters in, and we'll put some like raised bed planters in and see if we can get some vegetable growth going. And we might put like a couple of rows, maybe just here, we might put a couple of rows of a crop in, just to kind of give to wildlife. So as I think I'd already mentioned, maybe some pheasant maize, or I don't know, something that the animals can nibble on, and A, will keep them off our crops, but B, will kind of give them something to eat and enjoy. Right, I'm just going to go over this. This is the bit that's already been mulched, but I didn't run the plough attacher through it. Well, it's going to take a while, especially with the little 3-metre implement. So I will get this done and we'll catch up with you once the rain stopped and we are planting. Hello again. So as you can see, I am sowing the sorghum into the secret field. We've elected to go for sorghum rather than one of the other crops because A, we can harvest it a bit earlier, but B, we can also sell it for its highest price a lot earlier, which helps things speed around with turnover and paying off bank loans and all of that sort of thing. So that is the plan for where we're at. We have elected not to lease a stone picker. We will just bear the cost of repairing machinery a little bit more. We also have chosen not to lease a roller and roll the fields, partly on the basis of just the extra work it's going to take and the extra money it's going to cost. There's not going to be a significant enough yield bonus in the size of the fields. In a large field, it might be more worth doing. Having leased this, we know there's going to be more than £9,000 income, because at the very least we're going to take on some sowing contracts later on in the day, and we're going to get our money's worth back on the drill, plus the cost of the income we will get from our crops when they sell. I'm going to keep going with this for now, and we're going to take on a good few more fertilising contracts. So I will probably catch up with you on some of those. We've still got the borrowed machinery, so we're going to do a few more contracts with some borrowed machinery and just make the most out of that. Darren's had to stop helping out for the time being, just to tend to the cows, but we still have Alex out in the fields and sorting out getting some fertilising done for us. Okie dokie, here's where we are up to. I have got Alex out in the McCormick. He is sowing sorghum on field 17. I have taken over in the Massey, and I am just on my way past to go and take on another fertilising contract. We're just going to stop in past our farm first, our field, I guess, not our farm, and I'll just show you the updates where we're at with that. So, well, this has gone well. Okay, so this is where we are up to. We have got 2 regular greenhouses that we've had put in, which are very nice, and they will produce strawberries, lettuce and tomatoes for us. These are exactly the same as the ones that we had just outside the house on Hot Bellaron. This is something a bit new and a little bit special. These are grapes, and these are olives. So we have 2 greenhouses here with grapes and olives in them. So we will get grapes and olives. Now, the total cost to have these put in was the same as the cost of that little patch of vine that we did to test, the little olive grove that we did test on Hort Bellaron. But we will get grapes and olives from these greenhouses, so they're actually even better for the money. We also, because they're within greenhouses, we don't have to hire a harvester So we will just get what grows off these without having to hire a harvester. And they can just sit there and they will just tick over. They will produce multiple amounts throughout the course of the year, not just one crop a year. So I think this might be the way to go with grapes and olives, but we will see. We've also had put in, if I shoot over here very quickly, this shed, yes, it is very beaten up and very run down, but it will keep our produce nice and dry and out of the effects of the weather while we are waiting for either further production factories to be built or for prices to hit their peak. So I am quite pleased after all of that. That has obviously brought the budget down to 22,000 that I am currently operating on for this facility, but all of the contracts that we're doing today as a joint venture with Robert and Julie will bring that income up significantly, I'm sure. Right, let's see if I can make it out of the gate without crashing this time. There we go. I think I must have just nicked the fence post on the way in. Sorry, phone call. It was contracting work and, yeah, Alex just having a little bit of issue with the drill there. So, he's sorted. Right, we're looking for an entrance into this field. Must admit, I'm quite liking this Massey. It's a Massey Ferguson 8S. And, yeah, it's got narrow tyres fitted, so it's not handling beautifully. But, oop, swing it in. But yeah, it's a nice tractor. I did like that little Massey that we had, that we started off with in Attingham. So, yeah, I don't know. The McCormick's servicing as well at the moment, but it was used when we bought it, and if we start making really good money for tractor buying, who knows? Maybe there could be a new tractor in our future. Whoop. Well, I had come down to field 17 because I was a little bit worried that Alex was going to be getting to a difficult bit and was going to be struggling, but actually he seems to be managing really well. Let's just zip across onto the bit that's not been planted yet. So there's still this large bit of field, but this is the bit where it sort of tapers, if I show you. It tapers down, which just makes it a bit more difficult to manage. But he seems to be managing it really well. It also gave me a chance to drive the Massey a little bit further, so I thought I'd take that opportunity. Yes. Really am quite taken with this, but I don't know whether I get that past the bank manager, and I don't think I'd manage it on the 22,000 that we have at the moment. I have got a line on some contracts coming up. Actually, a contract for grapes has come up, so I might see what the production is on grapes, and I might take that contract up. Right, I'm going to head off because he seems to be doing absolutely fine down here. of nowhere. Wow, these are dangerous. So, it's been a busy day of contracting. We took £231,992 in contractual income. So we have split that fairly down the middle. That's 115,996 for Robert and Julie's farm, and 115,996 for us as well. So we are currently on 138,396 in our bank account, which is a nice healthy amount to have. We might consider looking at another production with that much in the bank to back us. Robert and Julie are currently sitting on 226,319, which gives them yes, so that gives them some money that they will probably put 100, 150 against the loan. I'm not sure yet, as I've not completely chatted with them, but that will probably be their plan. I'm just here, I'm going to sell 3 pallets of sunflower because the prices are, they're not that bad at the moment. So we've just made 17,000 from those, so our final total is 156,141. Now, because I had to rush down here after delivering the planter, I've not completely chatted to Robert and Julie yet. So I will let you know what they decided to put against the loan. For anyone who was interested, the bunga silo that we filled at the end of the last episode had 582,920 litres in it. That's an awful lot of silage. We're going to keep some, obviously, for feeding the cows, but we have already had a chat with Scott. He is going to come over with the lorry in May when we reach our next episode, and he is going to give us a hand with emptying that and doing some deliveries. And I think we're probably going to deliver to the biogas plant so that they can ferment it down and make biogas, and some methane and electricity as well comes off that. So that's all said and done. I think this is a great place to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do jump on the like button, share this video with your friends, and get subscribed to the channel if you're not already subscribed. But most importantly of all, have a great day.